pictures on there, so you like that?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's doing her
cock slap fight.
All right, Jesus Christ. Cock slap fight.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're a sick fuck.
But yeah, they definitely got more cards coming, and but they definitely need to put on more fights on each one of those cards. I mean, like I say, and this is a good example because they had 2 fights fall off, you know, so it's like, why not have more just in case that kind of thing does happen?
That's what I said, yeah.
Paige Van Zandt's slap fighting?
Yeah.
She might need to get a fucking job at this point.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I always forget to look at the date. It's October 23rd, 2024. I can't imagine this is correct, Billy, but this is episode 176 of In the Clinch.
That can't be right. 17, maybe.
It says 17.
No, it doesn't.
There you go.
We have a debate going on here.
Yeah, that's not good on your end.
Well, fuck you, buddy.
Wait.
Mine says 17.
Mine, you tell me what that says, and you tell me who it says edited that.
176, Billy.
Fuck you.
Look at mine.
Look at mine.
Yeah, but it doesn't say, yeah, because it doesn't say,
right.
yeah.
It says 176 on mine.
Our producer is a stupid piece of shit, so we're going to have to figure that out. We're kind of sick of this guy, actually, huh, Dan?
Yeah.
It's time to find a new
Kind
one.
of a two-man show now.
Now it's
well, actually,
176, but look who said it.
That's not what that's saying. And the green is saying me, you fucking
no,
moron.
it has you under. It's Billy.
Yeah, I know.
It's Billy. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Anyway, welcome in. It's episode 17. I saw that earlier, but I wanted to call him out on it. But now it's very confusing. Once
17.
again, we have Brice, Just Hands Jones, back on the show. I think every episode now we might get a guest on the show. This is pretty sick.
Good.
What's this card? What number is this card coming up? 307. Yeah, I'm fucking...
308.
My ears are fucked.
308.
308. I was looking at the last card because, as you know, we can't go forward until we go backwards. And there's also a power slap.
Yeah.
What do they call that? A power slap card?
Yeah,
Same thing?
Yeah, it's a slap card. It's slap 9.
Okay. Yeah. So who's like the main event, or who is what are some big names we should watch out for?
I think the main event is going to be the Crazy Hawaiian versus Dumpling. Dumpling's like the guy that kind of pushed Dana White to even want to do power slap.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like it's the famous little fat Russian guy.
Yeah.
And then it's the crazy big fucking Hawaiian guy. Yeah, it's like the biggest slap fight, probably.
Yeah.
I've seen that the Hawaiian, he's taken a lot of big shots.
He's fucking
and he doesn't move very much.
Yeah, dude, he's so big, like he could just take those shots. It's kind of unreal. And like meeting him, he's built like a fucking Mack truck. He's just so fucking big. He's not really that tall. He's like maybe my height.
No, he's thick.
He's just huge.
I haven't slapped him.
I think he weighed in at 420.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
420? Oh, I thought he was like 315.
Yeah, I think Dumpling, he weighed in at like 370 something. Like 75.
Damn.
Honestly, if I had a first slap against a guy, I'd punch him square in the nose. And
Yeah.
they'd be like, penalty, and I'd be like,
It's all right.
Yeah.
and collapse. Yeah.
Yeah. You would honestly be better off just walking up there and punching that.
Right. Just hit him over the head with a shovel, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, they're like, hey, close your eyes, and they just give you a fucking, literally a shovel.
Yeah.
And just whack him with it. He's like, damn, that little fucker slapped hard. He watches the video. They're like, I'm going to kill this fucking bastard.
Yeah.
Anyone from, like, your season going to be on there?
Oh, yeah, they got quite a few guys. They
Oh,
got,
really?
Chief versus Darren Godfrey.
Okay, I just saw that.
At middleweight, I think. Those two guys are going to go at it. They didn't have too much interaction in the house because Darren, he got like kind of weirded out when they brought in all the new people. So
Okay.
he was only there for like a day, and then he was like, "Hotel, mate, I'm going there."
Oh, really?
Which,
Okay.
speaking of,
He was just like, "I'm not having it anymore."
that season, since the last time Bryce's second episode has aired, and he did win.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been there's a little bit of shit talk on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, Danny doesn't have Facebook, but the other guy was on there saying that he won and Brice clubbed him, and it was a whole fucking thing. And then was he complaining about the rankings too, or he just wanted a rematch?
Yeah, he got a little pissed at the rankings that I knocked him off of there. He was kind of pissed that I knocked him completely off the rankings.
Right.
Which, you know, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. But, I mean, the rankings were definitely kind of weird. They ranked me at 10, even though I went 2-0
Right,
on the show. And then two of the other guys, Pono and James Sickman, who's on the card in Abu Dhabi, they picked him for the finale.
Okay.
You know, he went 1-1. He DQ'd, knocking out Wes Minna, who's also on the card. He's on the undercard.
Okay.
He's fighting this, I can't think of his name right offhand, but they're kind of like building him as like the Francis Ngannou of slap. But I didn't really see anything that impressive going on with him. But he's an MMA fighter, and I guess I think he's like 4-1 or something like that. But
my only thing is like, I think that they're trying to, obviously with the newer sport, they're kind of trying to figure it out. But I think they not even put on more events, but they need to like get you guys in there, and even like, you know, it wouldn't be very hard if they have something set up to kind of just get you in there, get a match in, and then just kind of see where you guys rank.
Yeah.
But because I feel like they're just kind of like throw this guy here, throw this guy there, but it's like, okay, but then I'm not competing either.
Yeah.
So what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know?
yeah, they definitely got more cards set up for this next year.
Okay.
And I hope they start putting more fights on the cards. It's like these fights are not very long. Why only have?
That's what I mean. Like it
Why,
does.
why only have like 6 or 8?
It's the same
fights?
amount as like a regular card. It's like, yeah, but it's 3 slaps. You know, it's not a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
And not to be disrespectful, but you don't need to take 20 guys that are doing like a camp and worried about, like, you know, like
Yeah.
it's a little like, you know, quicker turnaround than like actually like a UFC card.
Probably do a women's division too to expand the roster.
Well, they're starting.
They're starting to.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
got 2 fights, 2 women fights on this card.
Okay.
I'd like to enter that. I got some shit I need to
Well,
take
Paige
on.
is on there, so you like that?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's doing her
Cock slap fight.
All right, Jesus Christ, cock slap fight. Oh God, you're a sick fuck.
But yeah, they definitely got more cards coming, and but they definitely need to put on more fights on each one of those cards. I mean, like I say, this is a good example because they had 2 fights fall off, you know. So it's like, why not have more just in case that kind of thing does happen?
That's why I said yeah.
Paige Van Zandt slap fighting.
Yeah.
She might need to get a fucking job at this point.
She did,
She
like,
went
she-
and boxed. She went to the fucking this. She went
Bare
to
knuckle.
that.
Bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle.
She did a power slap before. I think she lost.
She's done.
Or did she win?
I think she won the power slap. She lost the boxing match.
She won the decision.
bare knuckle.
She won the
She lost bare
decision.
knuckle. She lost boxing. She sucks at MMA. She's slap fighting.
You
She
can't
did
say she's-
WWE a little bit or something,
Yeah.
right?
She did AEW.
OnlyFans.
She did OnlyFans.
Yeah,
I can't. You can't say she's not tough.
All right. No, yeah, I'm just
One
saying
thing.
because I think when she won the decision, people were saying she lost. But I mean, it's a decision, so you know that anyone can say what they want to about that. But no, I'm glad that it's kind of. It seems like it's cool that they got. Like, imagine, you know, obviously it's going to be you at some point, but going out to Abu Dhabi and, you know, like doing the power slam card. That'd be
Yeah,
fucking
it would
sweet.
be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the beginning of the year they have another. I think they're going to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to try to get on that one.
Now, how does that go? Or do you reach out to like some, like, do you have like a point of contact with them? Like,
Yeah,
obviously I know you're probably telling them
yeah.
like, bro, fucking get me on something.
Yeah, I mean, there's an email we just all send to Erica. She's basically like the talent coordinator.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've sent a few emails. I don't try to bother her too much because I know some guys like they send an email every damn day. You know,
Right.
And it's like I don't want to be like bothersome, but also, you know, I just kind of send my email, kind of like, here's my point, and this is what I want to see happen, hopefully, and you know, hopefully they make it happen.
Right.
But it's like they have a card coming up in December, and I know like a few of the guys have already gotten kind of somewhat contacted, you know, just like
Yeah.
heads up. It's like I haven't gotten any kind of call or any kind of, you know.
Yeah, I wonder if they're like, you know, being more harassing when it's like, hey, what am I not hearing nothing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Like, you know, just
I
wondering
mean,
how that
not that
goes.
they got to give me a lot of notice.
No, of course, yeah, you're ready to remember.
But, you know, I'm ready to do it tomorrow. Like, if they call me up and be like, hey, we're going to fly you out tomorrow, you know.
Yeah, you'd be fucking all the way there.
I'd be like, yeah, sure, you know, why not? But,
So now it's just kind of waiting for them to like get you on a some sort of
yeah,
card.
I have a feeling there's one December 6th. at the Fountain Blue here, so I'm hoping I'm going to be on that card.
Yeah, if they know you're local too, it's like, bro, you don't have to, travel.
Dan Ige just show up an hour. Just
Yeah.
an hour before.
He's on this card.
And even worst case, just go there and be like, just fucking slap someone.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, look, just knock some random civilian out and be like, look what I'm doing to you.
The chick was 80 years old. She's fucking dead.
WWE is outside the
Or-
arena slapping people.
What we'll do is Danny will go there and mouth off a little bit, and Brice will just fucking beat the piss out of him.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll think of something.
I don't know if I want the piss beat out of him.
Is Paige there?
Yeah, if Paige is there, yeah.
Well, I'll find out how tough she is.
Yeah. You hit Paige and then Brice hits you. I think
Well-
that's fair.
I'll stop now.
Yeah. You
Say some shit that. Let's talk about the card. 307.
So now, how do we do this? I'm totally forgot. Billy had a question he wanted to ask, but about my drinking.
Oh, yeah. The last time we were on this in the clinch with Drudy, Eric said that he wasn't going to drink for a very long time.
For a while.
He said for a while, man, I'm done. 7 days.
It was that's pretty good. I feel like that's good.
That's not that good, and you've drank every single week since. You kept to the exact same routine that you keep to, which is you have days off and you drink.
No, because what I started to do with my days off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I would drink a little bit, and then on the weekends, if we would do something out, so it was like it basically added another day or two of drinking, which I wanted to. Well, I'm going to stop.
Right.
Yeah.
You just had Tuesday, Wednesday off.
Yeah.
Did you drink on Monday night?
I had a few Chardonnays.
Yeah, what of it? And then last night?
I had a glass of wine.
Couple Chardonnay.
Last night?
Last night I did drink. Today I have not yet. But there's still a long time in the day to go.
All right. A whole lot of time.
But, time's relative. Some people, they never mind. We'll get into this 307.
You ain't waking up drinking. You don't got a problem.
Thank you. See? Yeah. We need Brice. We need Brice here more. If you're not waking up drinking, you don't really have a problem. But, you might want to ask somebody about something. Bill, how do we do this with the last part? Do you do the records and then we talk about it? Or what
Yeah,
do
I'll do the records first. So, for 307, Eric and I went 4-1. Drudy went 3-2. Danny went 2-3.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second real quick. How'd I go 2-3? I had Kevin Holland, his rib flies out of his body. That's one loss, right? Who do you guys think won the fight, Jose Aldo or Batista?
Batista. I do think he won that fight. I think it was very close. Did you watch that fight?
I didn't get a chance.
I think the fight was
Billy, who do you think won the fight?
Aldo won the fight, just same way I believe Aldo won the Rob fight. I don't know how a guy can go 0-4 on takedowns.
Yeah.
And this time he even lost.
Aldo won the fight. That was kind of the general consensus. And I lost that fight because the judges decided not. Raquel Pennington also won that fight against Juliana Pena.
I don't think
lost
she
that.
did.
That one is a little closer. Like either way, I could go either way on
Who
that.
was it that said Pennington? Well, it might have been like John Jones, or it was someone on Twitter. Someone in the UFC that was great. It was like,
Incredible.
they were like, Pennington clearly won that fight. I thought she won the fight too. I was like, I'm back. And Eric was like, fuck. And then they gave it to Pena, and it was like, all right, dude.
No, I said fuck when they said 48, 47, 46, whatever it was, Pennington, because I was like, oh, this is a split decision, and because Pennington didn't. She outstruck her, but I think in 3 of the rounds, Pena took her down once, if not multiple times. And I was like, I just know how that the judges weigh that in. Like, if you take someone down,
They both should have lost that fight.
well, yeah, but either way, I said fuck because split decision, and I was like, I kind of thought Pena. I thought all the judges would be like, the fight sucked, but she took her down, and because I feel like catching someone with something is a little, I don't want to say easier, but like having to go in and get somebody down is probably a little more strategy than.
Is there typically no women fight on Abu Dhabi cards? I don't want to sound.
I mean, I know when WWE would go over there, the woman had to be fully covered,
Right.
down to their wrists.
Well, Abu Dhabi's not as bad about those rules.
That's
Just fighting in a
It's
bathrobe.
when you go over to
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, where WWE would go to Saudi
you have
Arabia.
to be more covered up.
They were
Right.
they're wearing T-shirts and long
Certain
sleeves.
football pads fighting each other.
It would be curious to see, on the slap card, because the girls, last time they wore, the tops. Now, everyone else, they make them wear the shirts. But only Paige and...
Paige wears nothing.
and
If Paige wears a shirt.
There was one other girl on the card last time. She wore, a top. So I'm curious to see, if they're going to let them do that.
Yeah, or they have to wear fully covered or
Yeah,
something like that.
Wear the full, slap shirt, jersey,
But I think Abu Dhabi tries to be more Western, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
like
they
to
try
show
to
like they
be-
want tourists to
yeah.
come over and everything like that.
Regardless, Pena
It
won
makes
that
sense.
fucking fight and Batista won the fight, and you're a loser.
I should have went 5-0.
I think the big fight, of course, was Rountree Pereira.
Yeah,
fantastic.
the first two and a half rounds, I was like, if this, I said to Danny, I was like, I don't think he can continue this pace. And Alex was kind of, getting some shots in there. I was like, if he wears him down, Alex will finish him. But I was like, if he for some reason can keep this up, he's going to win this fight.
We talked about it on the. Well, he said he was like, my conditioning was fine. He's like, the punches he was hitting with just wore me out.
That's what exactly.
But we said it on the last in the clinch prior to that fight. The opening weekend of October was Pereira, Rountree. The next weekend was Better Beef Bivol. The next weekend was Ngannou's return, and the final weekend is Topuria Max. It's like the greatest month of fucking fighting. And we said those main events are crazy, and that last one was crazy. I think this one will be better. Ilia and Max.
Yeah, I think this upcoming card, that is probably
This is the main event of the month. Like
that I'm looking forward to most as well.
This is the best card of the year.
Yeah.
You guys want to touch on Ngannou's return?
He looked great. Feel bad for him about the kid thing, but he looked great.
Yeah, he beat. I saw
That ref needs to be fired.
I didn't see an angle where it looked like he should have stopped it that bad, but
I saw one where he was sleeping and hit him with 4 more punches. So
I didn't see that.
I don't know. And the guy's back of the head was the only thing
The
facing.
guys, first of all, what is this against Francis Ngannou? Are you fucking out of your mind?
Yeah.
Like, this is not enough to block an
I
Ngannou
was
shot.
definitely surprised he didn't do that well against Francis.
Right.
If you look at all his other fights, first of all, he's a big dude.
He's bigger than Francis.
And he's more athletic.
Mhm.
Like, I figured he was going to go out there and do more.
When Francis shot and took him down immediately, I was like, oh.
And that was an
But,
ugly takedown.
Yeah, I figured Francis's wrestling was what was going to kind of nullify his athleticism.
he's become more of a wrestler. Huh? Against Gone, he wrestled him. He's becoming a.
I would like to see John Jones fight Francis, Aspinall, Pereira, Stipe, but
I want to see
it's
that.
asking too
I want to
much.
see that 5 years ago, like when, in John's terms, 5 years ago, because it's like now he's older, slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that Francis
Off an
fight
injury.
now more that we're seeing that he can wrestle.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
Because
gonna-
5 years ago, at the same sense,
Yeah,
John
before
Jones
it was
would have
like,
killed
we
him.
all just thought like Johnny's gonna walk out there, just take him down, beat him up. It's gonna be over in like the first round. But now I don't think that would be necessarily the case.
Remember when people were talking about 205, John Jones, Israel Adesanya?
Yeah.
How silly is that?
And then Jan just came out and wrestle fucked it.
And Jones was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and here's the thing: is Izzy actually didn't look bad until Jan realized I could just take him down. Like Jan didn't want to fight like that, I don't think. But once he realized that, it was like, well,
I think Jan made him think this is a stand-up match until he was like, I decide it's not anymore.
yeah,
It's a good game plan.
I love Izzy's skill and style, but at the same time, there's a certain point where
You can't weigh in at like what 194 or whatever he was,
like 196 or something.
and the other guy's 230 at the night of the fight. That's not going to work.
Well, that's the thing is you have to commit to moving up. I think Izzy was like, I'm dropping back down. I'm not gonna.
That's why
work up
Jones-
Too far.
Well, that was a
Johnson.
one-off fight, yeah.
I don't know. It's like when people say Alex Pereira, it's like you got to give him a year to get up to like 250 something, and then give him a camp. He can't just go in there at 230 against Jones, who's 250 something.
Yeah, or Aspinall, who's 260.
Aspinall would kill him. Yeah, Aspinall's 265. He like damn near has to cut down to make weight.
Yeah, and he's fast as
I
fuck.
mean, Aspinall Ngannou fight would be the heavyweight fight to make in terms of the young
Who wins that? I think Aspinall wins
like
that.
Pereira
Probably.
moving up against them. I think he loses to both of them.
Pereira's not a heavyweight. I think
No.
Pereira knows that too.
But Ngannou,
He's talking about
Aspinall.
185.
I think if you gave him like 8 months, he could probably do it.
He could beef up because he's not.
he looks like he was dying during this weight cut.
He's too big, man.
Pereira?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he wants to go back to
walks around
185.
Like, 230.
230 something, yeah.
You know?
He only has to get to like 250 something.
But if he
What do
put
you
on
mean?
like another like solid 10 pounds, 15 pounds,
He'd be all right.
he'd do all right in heavyweight.
But those guys, the problem with heavyweight for him, with Aspinall, with Jones, with Ngannou, is they grapple too good and are way and still bigger than him.
Yeah, the guys that are heavy grappling up in the heavyweights would definitely probably.
He looks big for 205 and especially for 185, but at heavyweight he would look smaller than those guys. And to be the inferior wrestler again, Aspinall said he was like, I would sprint and tackle him. I would not strike with him at all.
Yeah, every other person is like even Ankalov is like, I'm gonna strike with him, and
Aspinall's
Aspinall's like,
no.
I'm going down.
Like, I would rugby tackle him immediately.
That's probably a good game plan.
Yeah.
Do you see Aspinall's breakdown of this main event, Ilia Max?
Nope.
His breakdowns are fantastic.
Okay, how would he say? Give me a synopsis.
Essentially said that Max is he's like, I think Max is, he's listed at 5'11", I think he's 6'1", so, and he's like, he keeps distance well, uses his, both stances, everything like that, but Ilia is the best at getting inside, so he thinks a lot of Ilia's shots will miss because it'll be hard for him to get inside.
Pause.
Yeah, but then when he does get inside, he will land and knock Max down. He believes Max will go down in this fight. He didn't give a prediction of who will win. He thinks Max will land a lot of shots. He's a great volume striker, the best in the UFC, he said, and Ilia will knock him down.
How was Justin Gaethje not rewarded?
He also said that Topuria is the best defensive boxer in the UFC. Keeps his chin tucked at all times.
But Gaethje should have gotten. Even Max said he knocked me down, and they didn't reward him with a knockdown.
How fast did Max get up after?
Immediately, he just dropped to a knee, and he didn't even hit his ass.
He legitimately got hit, and his knee touched the ground, and he bounced back up.
That's probably why they don't. Anytime you have like even in slap, so when you get knocked down, if you pop right back up, they don't count that as.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, they count it as like a slip. So
He
definitely got dropped, and he said he dropped
from the shot. He dropped, but it was literally like a.
Yeah.
Like a quick.
I don't know why judges. I mean, to me, if you drop, you drop.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you touch the
I
ground,
might sound crazy, but Gaethje hits hard. I truly think Topuria hits harder.
It sounds like it.
It looks like it too.
That's what I mean.
I think his boxing's just cleaner.
When you have that technical skill and you can put it all together with your fucking.
He never throws a whooping shot.
No.
That's where it's tight.
It's tight, straight. Gaethje will throw some shit and you'll hear it, but Topuria will.
With a second left in the fight, he's fucking face first on the ground, snoring.
I mean, Emmett's got a fucking chin on him because Topuria beat the shit out of that guy. Josh Emmett.
Yeah, and Emmett has some power behind his punches.
Yeah,
too.
Emmett almost. That's what I'm thinking. I don't see Max finishing Topuria at all.
Patty. Was it? No, not Patty.
The guy who fucking basically is American Patty.
Bryce
Mitchell. Yeah, same haircut.
He was literally having a seizure.
That was the worst sound I've ever heard. That
was the worst knockout.
That was the worst. Yeah, that was the worst of the year and everything.
I feel like, would you even want to watch that if you got knocked out like that? Would you want to be like, obviously you probably
He literally took to TikTok to thank Josh Emmett for not killing him when he was on the ground.
I mean, he didn't have to do anything else.
He's like, thank you for stopping right there.
That was fucking insane. I literally, because like we were watching that, and then Joe Rogan or whoever was like, "Oh my god, he's seizing!" And for some reason, they put the camera on him, and he was literally laying there. And I was like, "All right."
It sounded like someone hit a tree with a baseball bat.
Dude, I was like, "Get the camera!" You know what I mean? Like, because at a certain point, that could really, cause somebody some trouble, and you're fucking put it. Hey, can you move out of the way so I get a little closer shot? It's like, bro, do you want to get some medical attention for this?
To flash some lights in his face too.
Yeah, right. We have anything else for that last card? Kayla Harrison did not look very good.
That's what I'm.
She's humongous.
I'm not so sure that how great she'll do against Pena, because I think Pena's a little bit better striker than the girl she fought.
She said I was like
better grappler.
Something happened during her camp.
Okay.
But she was like, I'm not. She was like, I'm just saying I looked bad tonight. She was like, I didn't think it would affect me. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But I can't remember what she said happened. But
maybe I'm an asshole, but Pena never looks that great to me. I think Kayla Harrison will fuck her up.
She doesn't ever look great. She just wins.
I don't know how.
Like her punches, or she just punches straight.
Well, Raquel Pennington did not look great either.
Yeah.
With Nunes and Rousey gone.
If I'm Nunes, I let Harrison beat Pena, and then I come back for that super fight.
Is she even considering that, or are people just saying
she's supposed to put a video?
I mean, because
I've heard some stuff that she's looking at coming back.
Because Pena called her out and said, "You come out fight me, bitch."
Yeah, I think that was more just to be disrespectful to Harrison.
Because they had Harrison on the split screen.
It's also more money.
Yeah, and then remind people that she did beat Nunes one time. But then it was like the second fight. You're like, oh, there's levels to the shit.
Yeah. Did Amanda win that by decision?
No.
Would you rather bang Nunes or Harrison?
Harrison.
I'm not
answering. Bill?
Harrison.
All right. Dan?
You guys are gross. I'm not answering that shit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to ask it.
First of all, it's disrespectful to the fighters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
After what you said, cock slap fight?
Yeah.
I didn't want to get slapped by my girlfriend.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Makes a good point.
Want to get the overall records before we preview this card?
Yeah, do last card's record one more time, overall, and then...
I don't know if you need to do last card's record.
Last card record, I'll start with the lowest. Danny was 2-3. Drudy was 3-2. Eric and I were 4-1.
bitch.
And our only loss was Kevin Holland's rib popping out.
Yeah, that we can say was bullshit. And then what was Brice the card before? Just so we have a...
The card before Brice was 2-3.
All right, well, you're under 500. Let's get above 500.
Let's get up there.
And
So overall, we have Brice at 2-3, Rudy at 3-2, Eric and I at 29-21, Danny at 30-20.
I'm coming. Bitch.
Damn.
Yeah. So this one here, it's in Abu Dhabi. It's 3:08. Do you want to talk about any cards in between these?
11 a.m. Western time.
3:07 or here?
Is it 11 a.m. Western time or Eastern time? Pacific time, I mean.
Eastern.
Fuck, I think it's Eastern time, bro.
No, it's not.
What were you saying?
Do you want to talk about any cards between 3:07?
No, we talked about Francis.
It's 11 a.m. our time.
Yeah. Okay. So that means that they'll be fighting at like 1:30, 2 o'clock?
I have no idea how far ahead they are.
No.
Abu Dhabi.
Asshole. Max and Topuria here.
Oh, yes.
Because I want to take my lunch when they're fighting.
1:30-ish.
Actually, fuck, Holmes lost the co-main event. I don't know which one of those fights I'd rather watch, and I might sound crazy saying that.
Is that 3 rounds?
There's no way.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Fuck, that sucks. Sounds like a number 1 contender fight?
Yes. Winner fights for the belt. 185.
Who's fighting next for the 185 belt? Or is
EDP, probably Strickland.
Yeah,
Or
Strickland's
Alex.
fighting him.
I thought Alex or...
If Alex wants to go down, he can get the fight whenever the fuck he wants. He's the biggest name in the UFC right now, I'd say.
Yeah. Sean O'Malley was up there.
He said he wants to go back to 185,
There's no way.
but because he said he just needed a break from that weight cut. Because he fights often.
He fights a lot.
So cutting 30 pounds or however many
Has he
pounds
fought 3 times this year already?
Yeah, 300.
300, and he fought right
Yuri.
after that.
And then he fought Rountree.
God damn. That's 3 times in like...
Robert Whitaker
5
ready
months.
to sprint for 25 minutes. So it's 5 rounds.
Come on. That's going to be
That
sick.
changes who I pick.
A little bit.
3 rounds, I would have picked one person. 5 rounds, I picked the other.
Uncle Alfred just texted me that he is waiting at Audi of Henderson for a car in the customer lounge, and they started playing Me So Horny uncut on the loudspeakers in the establishment.
Hey, you know.
Tell him Meraki in like an hour.
Okay.
Or less, even. Around noon.
I think a big fight to watch on the prelims of this one is Jeff Neal, RDA.
I couldn't believe that was on the prelims.
Yeah.
Also, that's my we're not going to pick that fight because it's not on the main card. But I truly would bet money on the underdog there being RDA. That's my favorite underdog on this card.
RDA over Jeff Neal.
Yes. You disagree?
I like both fighters.
Yeah, RDA's 39 years old.
Okay.
I like RDA, but how many has he lost in a row? I feel like he's
He's
feeling
lost
high.
3 of his last 4.
Yeah.
Who's he lost to?
He lost to Fiziev,
Fiziev at 155. This is
and
a
then he beat
175.
Barbarena.
Okay.
Then he lost to Luque and Gamrot.
Luque was at 170. Gamrot was at 155.
I'm so happy that Gamrot lost.
He lost to Luque at 170, huh? What happened in that? That was a weird fight, I remember.
Who was it? Luque and...
RDA.
Who won?
Luque.
I don't remember. I remember an RDA fight that I thought he was going to win, and he ended up kicking the guy's ass, and he was an underdog, but it wasn't Luque.
Wait, what?
No, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. Maybe Moicano. Beat the shit out of Moicano.
That's what it was. But he was an underdog.
I don't know that he was.
I don't know that he wasn't.
Okie dokie.
What are we talking about right now?
No fucking idea.
The first fight on the main card.
All right.
Alright.
Shara.
Shara Bullet versus Arman Petrosyan.
Arman is the plus 140 underdog. Shara, he didn't look too great his last fight, right?
He hasn't looked too great in any of his fights, to be honest.
Well, he's electric.
His grappling is horseshit, but his striking is the most exciting in the UFC.
All right,
Well,
well,
this is that one eye.
Pirate.
The pirate, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna take him.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna jump on that board too because that guy's a little too wild. I think he's probably gonna get a knockout on this one.
I do think so too, because Petrosyan is like, he's okay. I do like Petrosyan, but you know, I don't think he's got what it takes to beat Shara Bullet just yet. I wonder if they think the win. I wonder if the winner of this fight gets ranked.
Yeah, bro, how? I mean, is he just fighting shit?
What do you mean?
I've seen him fight 3 or 4 times. How is he not?
No, I
ranked?
think he's only fought 2 or 3,
All right,
but he hasn't fought anybody.
that's worth the shit.
No, it's only 2 or 3 fights in.
Yeah, he can only fight in these overseas cards.
Yeah, he's not allowed to
He's not
come over
allowed-
there.
Yeah.
Because of his eye.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause there's no commission that's going to pass that.
How would that work in Puerto Rico?
They don't give a shit. You can have no eyes.
All right, well.
You have no hands, no eye.
Bill, what you got?
I'm gonna go Shar as well.
All right, well.
He's electric to watch fight.
I did tell Drudy to text us his picks so he can, be involved, so we can comment those on the whatever.
His back, when he's on his back, he'll literally throw a jumping fucking head kick.
Yeah, he's a nutcase.
He's a nut.
That. But at one point, that's gonna get a knock.
But what I like about him though is like when you see O'Malley and what he's capable of. Sometimes they get in those fights and they get a little gun shy and they don't want to throw the spinning shit. They don't want to throw. He'll throw everything every time. He's like, I know how to throw all this sweet shit. I'm gonna fucking throw it.
O'Malley didn't throw literally anything against Merab.
Yeah.
So that sucked to watch.
I get it. He's not fighting Merab. He's not fighting a fuck. He's like at his weight class, it would be Hamzat. Like he's not fighting Hamzat. It's easier said than done.
He would get fucking murdered.
He would get slaughtered. But he would throw all that shit. He would go out there trying to kill him until he got taken down and held there.
I think Hamzat. That's gonna be crazy. All right, Leroy Murphy
And Dan Ige.
and Dan Ige. Dan Ige is a big underdog. I last time.
Also, a lot of undefeated guys on this whole card.
Yeah, there are. I think last time Dan Ige fought when he came in, I picked Lopez, so I feel like I should pick Dan Ige, but I can't do that. I'm gonna pick Murphy. He's minus 270 and
He's undefeated.
undefeated.
He didn't look great in his last fight either. Who did he fight? I can't remember.
Let me see.
He fought.
Shut up.
He beat Barboza.
He beat Barboza.
He didn't look great.
All right.
That was the main event.
I don't know if you have this, but who are you taking in that one? Murphy and Ige.
I think I'm going to go with Ige.
Ige for Brice. All
Yeah,
right.
I'll take the underdog.
There we go. I like that.
There is an underdog parlay on this that goes fucking absolutely crazy.
Don't
But Ige is not the one for me on that. It's Leroy Murphy for me. One of the underdogs I do kind of like is Alexander Rakic, though, in this next fight.
So do I. Bill?
I want to pick Ige just because I like him, but I gotta go Murphy.
That's where I'm
Just,
at, too.
No, Ige's a
If
dog.
I get it, I'll win.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
get it,
you
you're
get
fucking in
up
there.
on the
that's
rankings.
That's kind of what it's. You know how fighting goes too, especially. It's like, bro, you don't really know. I mean,
I could see every underdog winning on the main card. That's what's crazy about this card.
Well, sometimes I
Yeah.
think when guys get called the underdog, it really lights a fire.
Right.
And
And when you got
Ige,
someone going in there who's undefeated, he just thinks he's the shit.
yeah.
I never let what the
Sometimes that fucking bites you in the ass.
that's my
bro.
thing. Is he gonna coast through and just kind of be like,
Yeah.
oh,
I've seen a lot of Leroy Murphy's training videos. He trains hard. That guy's shape is unbelievable. Pause. He's also had a fucking crazy story. He's been like shot, and hit by a fucking car, and all this shit
Jesus
since he's been in the
Christ.
UFC. But Ige was. I saw what he. I don't like to listen to what the guys say because it doesn't translate shit into the octagon. But he was saying he lost last time he was here, and he hated the feeling of leaving here losing. So he plans. He's like, I'm not fucking losing. But
Yeah, it's easier said than done. You know?
yeah, when the other guy across is just better than you, it is what it is.
Oh, I gotta pop my wrist. It's not happening. All right. Magomed Ankalaev and Alexander Rakic are the third fight on the card. Ankalaev, I feel like, is too big of a favorite.
Also, I know Ray's gonna watch this, and he loves when I say it. Leroy Murphy is taller, younger, and longer.
Does he like when you say that?
He hates when I say that.
he absolutely hates that stat.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, Danny doesn't. I literally. There was one time there was a fight, and it worked, and I was like, I heard something crazy this week that in championship fights, the fighter was younger, taller, or longer, and now every single fight, and then when someone's younger, taller, or longer, he goes and it's like that wasn't what this was intended to be at all. I think I can't remember. It was like in championship fights, no matter if it's the champion or not, whoever's younger, taller, or longer wins like 65% of the time.
Speaking of length,
Pause.
yeah, I don't know about that one, but what surprises me here is the same reach for Topuria and Max.
Yeah, but they'll say that. Like, they'll say, like, Connor and Nate are the same height, and then you're like, they're not the same height.
Yeah, sometimes they get those wrong.
Well, it's because most of the time they just take the guy's opinion.
Right.
I always say I'm 6'2", but I mean, do I really seem like I'm 6'2"?
Yeah, that's what Tom Aspinall was saying when I stand next to Max Holloway. He's over 6 feet tall. He says 5'11".
Why would he pick 5'11"? You'd want to be...
Kevin Durant picked 6'9", so he can be listed as a small forward. Maybe he wants people to underestimate his height.
Yeah, maybe that too, but no, Kevin Durant is 7 feet tall, which is actually crazy, I think, because he can...
That's a whole other topic.
Oh, of course.
Who we got in this other fight right here?
Ankalaev and Rakic.
Ankalaev.
Bill, you go first.
Oh, I think because Ankalaev, he drew with Jan, and that was controversial.
He won that fight.
People felt that he won.
Jan
the
said he
fights.
won that fight.
The Johnny Walker, the first fight, was just an unfortunate, like DQ or no contest and everything like that. And then he came out and ran through Johnny Walker.
That's
And
not
then
saying much, but
And then I think he's pissed off that he's not like guaranteed
Title
a title
guy.
shot. So, and then Rockets, his last fight he was coming off an injury, but I still think Ankalaev.
yeah, I saw his coach say that in the embedded. I saw him say that he said to him after the first round that he pieced the fuck out of Yuri in that first round, and then he sat down. And he said, "I can't feel my legs," because he was coming off an injury and he was sick and all this shit. And then
He
got
looked
his
very
ass-
good in that first round.
Then he got his ass kicked in the second.
But he still was piecing him up. He just got caught.
This is not like this is what I don't like. The only thing I don't like about for Magomed here is him saying how he wants to strike. I don't think he should strike with Rakic, and also how he's like talking about Pereira. It's like you got to get past this guy. Don't worry about Pereira. Worry about this fucking guy.
I want to take one of these 3 underdogs, and I really am leaning Rakic of those 3, but I don't.
For my money in this weight class, it's Pereira, Ankalaev, Rountree, and Rakic. And he's just talking about Pereira as if Rakic isn't one of those guys.
Who did you take, Bill? Ankalaev?
Yeah.
Dan?
I'm also going to take Ankalaev, and I do think he'll beat Pereira when he gets the title fight.
That's insane. Bryce?
Yeah, I'm probably going to look the same way, to be honest.
I want to take Rakic, but I'm going to take Ankalaev.
Rockets did the fight before he got hurt, got knocked out by Jan.
Yeah, give me Ankalaev.
Rakic is
I know.
on your tall.
This, like I said, I'm not sure which fight of these 2 I'm more excited to watch. Which I
They're
don't
the same
know.
age though.
Oh, I didn't see
Which
that.
one's
Sorry.
younger by days?
Go look at their
Both
birthdays.
the same day.
Oh, same day? What time?
Same time.
Which hospital?
Same hospital.
In what location? Where at?
The mothers shared a bed.
Whose head came out first?
They were holding hands.
All right, well, then I want to measure their dicks, and whoever's bigger is going to win.
Oh, Rakic.
How you know? Okay.
Magomed Ankalaev is 19. It's a little trivia. See if anyone knows it. Is 19-1-1. Who was his one loss to?
Chad Mendez?
Nope.
He just said no.
It wasn't the UFC.
Oh.
It was the third round. He won the first 2 rounds. He was winning the third round, and he tapped with 1 second remaining on the
Paul
clock.
Craig?
Paul Craig.
That's...
Because Jamal Hill's only lost before Pereira
Paul Craig.
was Paul Craig as well.
That guy sucks. If you lose to him...
He tapped out with 1 second left.
I know, I remember that.
People were like, what the fuck?
Well, but you know, he probably didn't know there was 1 second.
He was like, I was literally going to be asleep with 1 second.
That's fine.
How does that
Go
work?
sleep. Buzzer goes off, you're good.
Well, even if you're sleeping?
By the way, this is completely off
If it
topic.
goes off in your out cold, I think they just call it that you lost.
That might be too.
But either way, even if,
And
like...
Paul Craig's fighting Bo Nickel, right?
But
Yeah.
look, you're going out.
I mean, that's gonna be Bo
And
Nickel's.
hope for that second.
That's gonna be Bo Nickel's one loss going when he's got the champ, when he's the belt.
Yeah, because Paul Craig's not gonna sit there and hope and
He's
get
gonna
caught
sit.
by Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
Literally what you do
Spam right.
is you fucking hold on for that, because you hear the 10-second thing going off. So in your head, you have to just try to mentally focus and hope when the bell rings, they let your coaches in and they can kind of like literally your coach walks in and it's Brice and just fucking slaps the piss out of you and you're like, okay, I'm awake now.
Paul Craig does suck at fighting.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
I hate him.
But I was gonna say, Bill, you went to that. What was it? 80 something in August, the T-Mobile Arena, the
Grappling. Jiu-jitsu.
I was in like Havasu with you.
Oh yeah, you were. What's it called?
We were watching. That's
Oh, you were watching it.
ADCC. No, I was watching the Craig's Jones Invitational
Yes,
on YouTube,
yes. My
which is much better.
friend at work, his son went to it and won gold and got the belt.
He got the belt,
And he fought a year up and 5 pounds up. Yep.
so he's fucking people up.
So
He's a dog. And
yeah.
What?
They don't do black belts and whatnot as
You
whatever,
can't- you
but
can't get-
he would essentially be. He's a Muay Thai fighter primarily as well.
I think at 16 or 17, the most a kid can get is a blue belt. It
This
starts as a
family
blue
is
belt.
this family is from Thailand. His kid
So
is
he's
fucking.
gonna try to be like a UFC fighter.
He said he wants to play soccer. I was like, I think he should kill people for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the CTE.
You said ADCC. Do they have any sort of relationship with ADAA?
It's the Abu Dhabi something, right?
I don't know.
But I'm asking if they do any business with the ADAA.
Yes, it's on the Ocho. That
American Dodgeball Association. Of
is a
America.
very niche fucking
It's a very niche client
reference.
Yeah, but anyway,
I mean, that was you were reaching in your bag for that one.
me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cotton. You see him on the Manning cast,
Who?
Jason Bateman.
Nope.
And they were like, "You've done some commentating for dodgeball before. Would you like to do it right now and shit like that?"
He did it.
No, he didn't.
No.
Abu Dhabi Combat Club.
Yeah. See,
Abu Dhabi Combat Club.
they have to do business with the ADAA. But anyway, like I said, I'm sure Danny's more excited for Max and Ilia than Robert and Hamzat.
I'm more excited. I think because it's going to be a striking match.
Yeah.
You know, Hamzat's going to try to take him down, and Robert's kind of try to knock him out.
Thank you.
It's 5 rounds confirmed, right?
Confirmed.
I thought Usman on a 12 days notice looked way better than him in the end of that second round, and he won the third round. He looked way better, and Hamzat looked dead tired. Honestly, I don't even think it's Hamzat's fault. I think these sicknesses have gotten to him. That fucker gets sick all the time. I don't think he will be a 5-round fighter at all and throughout his career. I think Whitaker can win those last 3. I don't even know. I think he might finish him in one of those last 3. I would predict a Robert Whitaker finish in the rounds 4 or 5. And I'm going to take Robert Whitaker. Oh. He's at plus 210.
Brice, who you got? And why? And how?
I was actually going to say Whitaker, but I have a feeling it's going to go down in like the second round. And I think Hamzat's probably going to end up taking him.
Really?
And you know who I think Whitaker...
I think it's going to be one of those like flash kind of knockdowns. He's just going to swarm him and just submit him.
You know what? I could see that as well. Yeah. Hamzat doesn't fuck around. He's going to go for Whitaker the takedown in the first 5 seconds.
And worry about the takedown.
Whitaker's such a good fighter. He's another guy that, when I think of IQ, I think of Robert Whitaker. Like, that's what separates him, is his IQ, from like all the other guys at 185.
If Izzy didn't exist, he would have been the champion for a
long time.
Yeah.
He's beaten everybody at the top. I don't think Hamzat has fought enough guys at the top of 185 to just go against Robert Whitaker.
This kind of reminds me, Hamzat's a lot better, I think, than Benoit Saint Denis.
But when he kind of bit off more than he can chew with Dustin Poirier.
And obviously, if you watch the show, I was like dumbfounded that guy was a favorite, and I'm like, I get it. Dustin, like,
we all picked Dustin.
He lost to Islam, and he's lost to these guys, and he's lost to Khabib.
He's lost to Islam, Gaethje. He's lost to those guys.
Who the fuck is this guy?
He hasn't lost to a number 10 ranked fucking guy who's fought nobody ranked.
Yeah, we should have put every dollar we had on him.
Now, Hamzat has beat Burns, but what does Burns look like since then?
And Usman, but like you said.
It was at
Usman's not a 1.
Burns was at 170. Usman was moving up to 185 on short
true.
notice.
Who was he fought at 185 that's ranked? Nobody, right?
He fought Kevin Holland at 185.
He beat the living fuck.
And Kevin Holland's not ranked there, though.
Yeah.
Whitaker's number 2, I believe, and I think Hamzat's number 10 or something.
His last fight was a majority decision against Usman, who moved up weight on short notice.
Prior to that, at 185.
Kevin Holland was at 185.
But that was
short. That
was 180 or something. That wasn't even 185.
It was whatever they
that was
were
the
able to get him to weigh in at. That was all fucked up. Gilbert Burns, he won by unanimous decision, which people feel like Burns won that fight.
So what was his last fight against a real 185er?
Lee.
Leach.
Leach, he beat by submission.
That's 172, no? He's a 170 fighter.
Yeah, it was 170.
So what's that? What's his last fight against a real 185er?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What? And he's just gonna fight Robert Whitaker.
And I feel like people.
I don't know about that, man.
You pick Robert?
I got Robert Whitaker.
I want to pick up.
And at 170, like, people are afraid of Hamzat, as they should be.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone should be.
Fearful of that guy. If you walked in this house,
He's a fantastic fighter.
But at 185, I think after Usman too, the 185 guy. If you're a top 5 185er, like if you're a bottom 185er, he's gonna run through you.
And I'll say this: if you could fight a guy before Hamzat to prepare for Hamzat in his style, I think you should fight Ikram Aliskerov before him, and that's who Whitaker just knocked the fuck out in 1 round.
I'm also gonna take Robert Whitaker
on short notice.
On short
I'm
notice.
taking Robert. Bill.
Well, Ikram was on short notice.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'll definitely say this: Robert Whitaker should not be plus 210.
Well, Robert Whitaker, I'm saying, still had to take the fight though too.
Right, but it's the same style. Luckily for him, it's like, do you want to fight this? It's not like you're fighting Shaw or Bullet, where it's like,
yeah,
well,
but
this
him
is a whole other style.
This guy's not even fucking ranked. Why would I risk? And he was like,
have you ever seen Ikram's fight versus Hamzat in an organization prior to the UFC when they both fought? That's his toughest fight he's ever had. Hamzat's.
How many rounds was that?
I think Ikram won the first round and Hamzat knocked him out in the second.
Oh, good for him.
He knocked him the fuck out too.
I think another reason I'm picking Whitaker is because I feel like Whitaker is one of those guys, kind of like that Dustin Poirier, where it's like, this motherfucker just thinks he doesn't realize, like, like you said, like what he's getting into. Like, he's talking a bunch of shit like he's ready for the moment, but you don't find out until you get in there and find out if you're ready.
Who has Whitaker lost to besides champions? DDP and Izzy.
Yeah, that's at 185. Those are his only losses at 185. His last loss before that.
That's the current champ and the former champ.
And you could argue he won the Izzy fight.
The most recent one?
Just kidding.
The most recent one was
Closer.
He got knocked the fuck out.
the first one when he got knocked out. You can't really argue much there.
No, I think,
he also got knocked out against DDP, but I like what he said. He was like, I just was not fighting my style. Like, I'm just going to fight my style.
Early stoppage in the Izzy fight.
I am.
Yeah, he's knocked out.
I want Whitaker to win, but I'm going with Hamzat. Because I am worried about... Because he could try to flurry him all he wants to, but it's like those first 2 rounds, is he going to be able to stop a takedown? And if he because DDP is massive and he looks so much bigger, and I feel like Hamzat is a bigger guy.
There's just certain things I haven't seen. If Hamzat would have fought Costa and dominated him, I would have a different opinion on this.
Right.
But we didn't get to see, we haven't seen him against the ranked 185er.
Yeah. This is one of those where I'm fine getting it wrong.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to go with Whitaker because I love him so much. Like, he's one of my favorite fighters. And
Whitaker is one of those fighters where it's like, people might be like, oh yeah, like, but it's like Whitaker's a guy that you want to watch and you have very good respect for.
Honestly, I really like Hamzat. I don't have any favorite in this, and I never pick with I truly think Robert Whitaker wins this fight.
Hamzat for me is again the high trained, but I haven't seen.
I definitely I'm not gonna be worried about it when Hamzat wins rounds 1 and or 2.
No,
he's an early guy, but when that gas tank's done and Robert Whitaker's get 5 rounds.
If we get into round 3, that's where I'm gonna be like, fuck, here, right. You know.
Hamzat, if he's stepping into round 3, he should be like, I fucked up.
Yeah,
I should have fucking finished this guy by now.
Yeah, that's gonna.
My worry is the takedown, and Rob's like, I just gotta ride this out, but trying to ride that out, and Hamzat just starts beating his face in.
I might be making this up, but doesn't that guy have like 1 lung or something, Hamzat? Something's wrong with his lungs.
Something's wrong with his.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of lung infections.
Right. The COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he had COVID where he's spitting up blood.
Yeah.
He's getting sick. Like, I think his immune system's been shot since he had that or
what's
something.
his diet, where he lives and everything like that?
Right, eating fucking dogs and... I'm not going to say anything else.
All right, well, main event here. We have Drudy's picks, actually, also, so I will give all of Drudy's picks after we pick the main event. Topuria, Max.
This is another one with the odds, sorry, Eric, that Topuria is minus 245. I couldn't think of a more 50-50 fight this year.
I wouldn't say 50-50, but I would say, like, it's...
You're confident in who you pick?
No.
I can't possibly think.
I also don't know anything.
I think, though, too, people, like the last Volk Holloway fight, Volk dominated Max.
Dominated him.
That was like where Max, you're like...
Max made a great point, though, where with... Not that you're saying this, but he was like, yeah, Volk beat me, and you beat Volk. He's like, but that doesn't mean
math
shit.
doesn't work that
He's
way.
like, it's all about styles and this and that.
Yeah.
He said, Dustin beat me, and Gaethje beat him, so I should lose to Gaethje, yeah? He's like, I fucking knocked him out, so...
Also, it depends, too. It's like, oh, this guy can beat this guy can beat that guy, so it means this guy should beat this guy. But it's like, yeah, but then you're hurt going into camp, or you get hurt during camp, or, you know, like...
I mean,
it all
Dustin
doesn't
and
matter.
Gaethje are 1-1, you know.
but I do think at this age, Max should be fighting at 155.
Yeah.
I also think, though, too, like, the thing is, like, Volk beat him striking, and Volk was afraid of Topuria striking.
But he was a...
Volk had its fucking set up, man. He
had a couple months off of a fucking knockout.
But the problem with
he
Volk
was in there.
His Volk was like, he got caught slipping.
That was round 2. That was round 2, correct?
Yeah, but he
Hey,
had...
round 1, I want to say I would have given to Volk.
Oh, no, he won for sure.
Yeah.
That worries me.
He was winning round 2 because what happened was...
And Max looks so good against Gaethje.
He was perfect. His distance was perfect. And literally one time, and somebody said it.
Dean Thomas. He said, don't let him step behind that black
He
line.
said, don't let him get... And then he was like, here's the thing, is if Volk gets caught to where he doesn't get out of there, and it's only going to take one time, and literally within a minute, Topuria stepped in, and he didn't get out of there, and he caught him with the right, and it was over.
Dean Thomas, I believe it was Dean Thomas said, if he steps behind that black line and his back's on the cage, Topuria is going to finish him.
Yeah, the way he was moving...
Here's the thing, Max is not going to step behind the black line.
So...
Max won't take a step back.
This is interesting because Topuria's been saying Max does this at the last 10 seconds of his fight. He said, I'm going to go at the first 10 seconds and walk out and tell him to come to the middle. A, do you think he does that? B, would Max do that?
Max said he's not going to do that.
That would be electric.
Max said that's a BMF fight. He was like, that's what you're supposed to do in the last 10 seconds. He was like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to walk in there in the first 10 seconds and just let it go to blows and see who knocks who out.
Why though? That would be fun.
Topuria still said, do not blink for the first 10 seconds. I'm going to knock this fucking guy's lights out.
I will say Topuria, up to this point in his career, he's backed up everything he said.
That's the thing, is I think people hate him, like, dude, this guy talks like this and that. It's like, well, he's undefeated with fucking knocking people. But then you look at, like, that Jai Herbert fight. Does he have a chin? Because Herbert kicked his fucking head off. And then Topuria recovered, but he should have lost that fight. Herbert kicked his head off and then put his hands up like he won, and then Topuria landed a takedown, and then Topuria ended up killing him in the second round. But still,
Here's the thing to note about Topuria. He has more submission wins than he does knockout wins in his career.
oh, that's what Tom Aspinall said as well. I forgot to mention that. That was a big important part. He said Topuria is going to use his grappling in this fight. He said, I don't know if that means he's going to shoot a takedown and miss it because Max is hard to get down. If he's going to feint a bunch of takedowns, or if he's actually going to take him down.
Because he's from Georgia. He did Greco-Roman.
Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Go on, continue.
He did Greco.
Seriously.
He did Greco-Roman wrestling, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So he's not this jiu-jitsu black belt.
So he's Roman.
That pulls German. Actually, he was born in Germany.
Wow.
What the fuck is this guy's race?
Born in Germany to Georgia parents who are refugees from Abkhazia.
Oh yeah,
He's everything.
That's near Atlanta.
Oh,
And at the age of 15,
Across the freeway.
at the age of 15, he moved to Spain.
I think it's even in Florida.
Yeah, it's on the
Abkhazia.
border. They're still kind of figuring out the dimensions of the cities.
I took a shit there once.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what the best thing to do in Abkhazia is, though?
Get
the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pack up and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, his parents knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
They
is
probably
he's-
escaped some sort of
he's a black
famine or
belt,
fucking...
But he started wrestling before he would even start jiu-jitsu.
No, his wrestling's
And
fantastic.
his boxing's fantastic. So he's not this guy where like, oh, he's a black belt. It's like, okay, but he can't take anybody down.
Certainly,
like Bryce
Matt-
Mitchell's a black belt, but Bryce Mitchell's not taking anybody
Max
down.
has fought plenty of grapplers and beat the piss out of him.
And
though.
Ilia tapped out Bryce Mitchell.
And
Yeah.
he beat the fucking brakes off of Bryce Mitchell.
And then Josh Emmett, tough striker.
Remember
like
the
I said.
Ilia Patty Pimblett? I mean,
Situation.
how stupid does that sound now?
Patty will give him the work.
I think Patty would be dead before he fucking can spell
What
Patty.
Josh Emmett did to Bryce, I think, is what Ilia would do to the Patty.
Come on, yeah.
Hey, he beat Bobby.
He's calling out the right guys, too.
Ilia-
Patty.
Ilia beat the shit out of Josh Emmett. And Josh Emmett is a tough son of a bitch. And
What worries me is he didn't knock Josh Emmett out, and that's probably the second best chin behind Max, so I don't know how he's going to knock Max.
My problem
knock
with
Max
the
out.
Patty thing is Patty would just try to take him down. But like you said, he's
He's not going to take him down.
Yeah,
I think Ilia's a much better grappler than Patty.
it's two different weight classes as well. So
He's lighter.
Yeah. He can float.
give me
Patty
Patty.
the fatty.
Give me Patty. In a theoretical fight.
I want Patty to fight. I love Patty fighting.
No, he's awesome.
I want
Anyway,
Patty to move up. He beat Bobby Green. He's ranked. Keep going.
He's calling out the right guys, Dan Hooker and Moicano. I think that's his two best shots of getting in the top five.
Connor said he's going to fight Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker said he's not because his baby's due in February.
So you're
He's
not going
not
to take a
pregnant.
Conor McGregor fight because your baby's due.
I mean, your
Probably
baby
the
is set up for
stress.
life.
Probably the stress of his wife was probably why he wouldn't.
And Dan, you're probably gonna have another baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, your baby's never going to want.
you're probably going to have another baby. Yeah.
Like, FaceTime the fight
Go
while your
fight
wife's in labor. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is,
If I had a baby being born, I would go fight Conor.
if I was pregnant with a baby, I'd
Right. Yeah.
fuck that, dude. Like he said, that's probably that's a lot of money that you're missing out.
I'd fight a baby if they paid me what I got to fight Conor.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you're only getting paid if you beat him, so
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
you're-
I'd beat that baby.
because they may not give you much more money for actually fighting him, but if you go out there and beat him, the next time you walk out there,
the problem is I think if you're smart, you would negotiate and be like, hey, this guy's not a
According to
champion.
Connor, what he said, Chandler was going to make more than he would.
He would have to fight 10 times to make the money he would make against Conor.
So
But yeah, Connor's not right. Dana White's
The average UFC pay-per-view probably sells 500,000 to 750,000 pay-per-views. It's not common. These guys get $1 million. Conor gets over $2 million every single time. Like that's big money. That's 3-4 times the amount on a pay-per-view.
Yeah. I don't know.
I doubt it's 10 times the amount that Chandler would be getting
Part of
paid.
me thinks that Connor's just not coming back.
Well, yeah, him doing cocaine and drinking every single day probably
well,
makes me think
the
that.
working theory is he has 2 fights left on his UFC contract.
He wants to become a free agent.
He wants to get out of there and do bare knuckle, do boxing in Abu Dhabi and in Saudi Arabia. And Dana White's like, no, we're going to drag out this contract and everything.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think Dana
cool.
White is going to drag out the contract though because he's offered him fights and he was lined up to
He's
fight.
offered him fights, but also Dana would have no problem with him doing that.
He was lined
let him
up
do
to
Floyd's.
fight Michael Chandler, and Conor pulled out. So
Yeah.
Dana's not like, oh no, I'm not giving him any fights. He's like, we had it.
Yeah.
The problem
that's
too
the
is,
thing.
he can want to do all this, but at a certain point in your age, it's like, bro, you're
Like,
going to
I
be
think
42
Dana-
years old doing bare knuckle boxing.
Right.
Dana would let him fight Terrence Crawford. Dana would just be like, let us work with it to set it up and everything like that.
We got to pick this main event.
All right. Max and Ilia. I'm kind of pissed that of course this card's happening at 11.
I usually when we go into this week, I lock in, think about the fights, think about the logistics of the fight. I don't watch any interviews. I don't get in my head based on what guys are saying. And I go, this is who I got, and I stick to my guns. I've switched 3 or 4 times on this one.
You know what? I just realized why I've been so bad and now I've been so good lately. I've watched the embeddeds before we did the show, and I've decided based off of what the guys were saying.
Right, I told you this maybe a year ago.
Go fuck yourself, nerd.
You also quit drinking.
I did. Slow down my drinking. But
You're currently hungover.
no, I'm not. Anyway, I used to watch the embeddeds and be like, oh, fuck, like this, and it's like, now I'm just picking the
I
fights.
can't remember what the most recent... Oh, it was Tyron Woodley when he fought Vicente Luque.
Let's pick the fight, and now he's
When Tyron Woodley fought Vicente Luque, I watched it, and he was like, oh, I've been fighting like a bitch. I'm going out there, and I'm finishing. And I was like... And he did go out there and do that,
Woodley sprinted.
And he got knocked out, and I was like, I'm done listening to interviews.
Yeah, because
I was thoroughly convinced that this guy was in a whole nother mindset.
I mean, what fighter's going to go, you know what?
Don't
I'm
pick
fighting like
me.
a bitch, and I feel like I'm going to be more...
Honestly, there are some honest fighters out there. Like Robert Whitaker said, like he was like, I'm going to get up when he gets me down. It's like, well, so you think he's going to get you down.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
But
he said too, like against DDP, he was like, I wasn't sprinting, and now he's like, every fight since then, I'm just gonna start sprinting, and he has his next 2 fights after that.
there's a lot of those guys from that camp too. Like Volk said the same thing. He's like, he'll get me down, but I'll get back up, and then what's Islam going to do? And that's exactly what he did in the first fight. Speaking, but
All right, Bill, who do you have in the fight? How is it going to happen?
I have
And at what point?
I have Ilia, and I'm gonna go 4th round knockout. I think
so
he finally does it.
Not only does Max go down for his first time at 45, he goes out.
He doesn't get back up.
I just think it's one of those where this Max should move up.
Maybe this weight cut is just too
he
much.
He didn't get hit a lot against Gaethje, but Gaethje, when he was landed, it was big. And
That was
I think-
April though.
Yeah,
It's 6 months. He's got.
but Volk, he's been getting hit more and more and more and more. And like
Starts
we said,
to catch up.
Ilia's a cleaner striker.
At some point, it will catch up, and we'll see Max go down.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to pick.
And I think that I thought Volk was going to beat Ilia. I was like, this guy's talking all this shit. Volk only loses to Islam at a higher weight class. And it's like, yeah, you're winning till you're not. And
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it happens fast.
I truly believe in the chin of some of these guys like Max and Cheeto Vera, where it's just like, you've seen Cheeto get hit with the worst knee maybe in the history
And
of
the
the
sound
UFC.
of it.
You didn't even go down.
No.
You remember when Yair landed the up elbow against Max?
Yeah.
It was as clean as can be. Didn't go down. And he even said he was on Flagrant 2 podcast, and he was like, they were like, I remember that. Well, how'd that shot feel? He's like, didn't really feel it to me. He was like, I'm not lying. I'm not trying to sound like whatever. I just kept going. I was like, when I saw it after, I was like, oh, that was a clean shot. But he's like, it didn't phase me. It didn't knock me.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been wobbled a little bit, like maybe, but he was like,
The
not
only
really.
problem is I think Ilia hits a lot harder, and like you said, he's much cleaner than a lot of those guys.
Yeah, that's the thing, is these guys land it, like the shot is clean, hard, comes from the right point, the speed.
So I'm going to pick Ilia. I'm going to take him. I think it's either goes to decision or it's a stoppage that's not during, like in between rounds. Like
Did you take Hamzat or Whitaker?
Whitaker?
Did you take Ankalaev?
Yep.
We're going to be 5 for 5. I take Ilia Topuria.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's going to be either a doctor stoppage. I don't think it's going to be stopped by the ref. So like in between rounds.
That's another thing about Max.
Or decision.
He's taken some ass whippings, and then you look at his face, it's like, did he even fight?
He doesn't get
What
cut
the
very
fuck
much.
is that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
The Poirier one, he looked bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like that possibly, and his eye, he won't be able to see or something, and the doctor's going to say he can't go, or it's going to be a decision, but I just can't see him getting
I think it's going to be a decision for Topuria, because I've seen Topuria lay an ass whooping on Emmett, and he didn't go down, and his face looked horrible after.
bad.
Yeah.
And I've seen Max take some ass whoopings and not go even down, let alone out, so I don't see...
Yeah.
I could see a submission finish.
Yeah.
I could
that's
definitely
very
see it.
plausible.
So if there's anything to bet, I would say submission finish, but I do think it'll be probably 4 rounds to 1 Topuria.
It would suck if they talk all this shit in the first or second round, Ilia takes him down and submits him. That'd be quite disheartening.
Here's my thing is, like
That would suck.
I don't see that
the
happening.
spear card, like the last 2 fights people are complaining.
They sucked.
You should complain about the other fighters that can't stop a takedown and get off their back. Don't complain about the 2 fighters that are able
What
to
I do like about
takedown.
Topuria is he's a mixed martial artist. He's not a grappler. He's not a striker. He's a mixed martial artist. So if the takedown presents itself, he'll take it. But if it doesn't, he's not going to force it.
And I'm not worried about Topuria laying and praying.
No.
I see him advancing position and try to finish with a sub.
He's going to go out there. They're going to stand in the middle, and they're going to start banging. And they're going to trust me. They're I hope they might. You know, I don't know how into these guys. Okay, never mind. But anyway, when they start throwing, like, I don't think either will be. Max fight's a smart fight. He doesn't go in there and just like bang in the middle, fucking all the time. We've seen him do it in the last 10 seconds of a BMF fight. But if you remember the fight, he's fighting from distance. He's landing spinning back kicks to the face and shit like that. Like, he's fighting a distance fight because he's a longer, taller fighter.
Right.
Topuria does get in there, though. So what are you going to do when Topuria gets right in there?
That was Volk's strategy. He just got in there.
Bryce, who you got? And when and why and how?
I'm going to take Max.
Wow.
I think here's the one dude, you know, he's going to be really looking for the knockout and really chasing him. I think Max does well against guys that just want to just chase him. Now, obviously, Volkanovski did well against him doing that, but I think that's because that's Volk.
Yeah.
Know?
So Bryce has Max.
So yeah, I think it's going to be one of those. He chases him for about 3 rounds and then probably ends up getting dropped. Because I think Max is starting to show he's got some power. Because he's starting to build into his frame. Because I think he knows he's going to go to 55.
Here's what I'll say about Max. Max has power at all times,
Yeah.
but he's a volume puncher, so he doesn't.
Yeah.
Every shot Topuria throws, he throws 100% of his power into it. Max throws like 60%, so he can throw more shots.
Well, I think Max has just not had the weight behind him.
Right,
To really
that's
just
true.
Land one of those good ones and knocking dudes out. But if you look at his body, he's getting bigger and
Right,
bigger. Because
right.
he knows he's going.
It comes
to
with
55.
age too,
Yeah, he knows he's going to 55. Or something.
and his last fight was at 55, so he's at the he didn't cut any weight in his last fight. But what happens with Max is he'll throw at 60%. But then, like Korean Zombie, if you remember that fight,
Yeah.
he tried to bang with him. Max was like, I'll start throwing 100%. Put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Quick.
Gaethje at the end, let's go 100%. Put him to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
When he wants to throw 100%, he'll put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Drudy's picks real quick. He picked Bullet, Dan Ige, Magomed Ankalaev, Robert Whitaker, and Max Holloway. So we have that on record as well.
So Drudy and Brice picked Max and Ige. That's plus 844 odds right there. So 8 times your money if you like that.
Yeah, and if you lose, Bryce will pay you back.
Yep.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Danny, on our other show, he always says he'll pay people back, but he's probably going to get some knocks out the door here very soon.
Yeah. I haven't lost since I said
yesterday.
that.
Yeah, no, you did lose one of them. But
Shut the fuck up.
eat shit. The trivia before we get out of here, Bill?
Yeah, this is top 10 most durable fighters in the UFC.
Don't start rattling names.
So these are the fighters that have absorbed the most significant head strikes but never been knocked down.
All
I'll
right.
give you top 5 because this Marlon Vera has absorbed 1,068 significant head strikes. So he would be second on this list, but he's been knocked down 1 time.
Okay.
Without being knocked down.
This is without being knocked down.
So, obviously, Max is going to be on there.
Max is number 1 with 1,379 significant head strikes and 0 knockdowns.
So these people have never been knocked down.
300 more than Marlon Vera. Never been knocked down.
Wow.
How many are current fighters?
All of them.
And there's 5?
Yeah.
Tony
Three.
Ferguson.
3 in the...
Michael Chandler kicked his head through the roof of an arena.
That's a knockout though. It's not a knockdown.
That's right, I guess.
3 in 155 division and 1 in the 185 division.
155 division's fucking tough, huh? Never been knocked down.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 in the 135 division, 2 in the 145, 1 in the 185.
So no 155ers.
No 155ers.
Thanks.
What the fuck?
So 135er.
He probably doesn't have enough. But I'm going to say the name. Oh, wait. No, Sean O'Malley.
Nope.
No. I was going to say Umar, but...
Not like superstar type of guys.
Okay.
What's the weight classes again?
2 145, 1 135, and 1 185.
And we got Max. Is Ilia on there?
No.
Oh, he's
He hasn't fought enough.
I'm trying to think of guys who have fought a lot. That's what I'm trying to think of.
I mean, a lot of these guys, 15, 13 fights, 21 fights, and Max has 29.
Kevin Holland?
No.
Let me think of the 185er for a second.
That's what I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of someone even at that weight class.
185, he's not a striker. He's just a guy you're like, why can't this guy go the fuck down? He was the title. He fought for the title.
185. He's a current fighter. Fought for the title. I feel like it's gonna piss me off when he says it too.
Strickland? No, he's
No.
a striker.
Pereira also knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's, again,
Pereira also killed him.
Not Duplessis.
No.
Jared Cannonier.
Nope. But they have fought.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
What?
better.
Bit greasy.
What?
But whatever.
The top contender that Cannonier's fought.
Okay, let me think.
They would have been like a kind of for a belt, like to fight for the belt next type of fight.
Okay.
What color?
Paulo Costa?
No, but I can't tell you. They fought, but I can't tell
Yoel
you.
Romero.
No. What happened
Come
with
on,
it?
man.
I think I have the dude's face in my mind, but I just can't think of his name.
Oh, I know exactly who it is. This guy has a chin like no other. Eric, this guy has a fucking chin like no other. You could hit this guy with a shovel, he wouldn't go down.
Who?
Marvin Vittori.
Marvin Torres fourth.
Are you kidding me?
650 significant head strikes and 0 knockdowns.
That should have been our first guess.
Never would have guessed that. I hate that guy. I'm pissed.
All right, 145, they're current fighters.
Current
Are they
fighters-
ranked?
Yeah, they're top 5 fighters.
Ortega's been knocked down.
Yep.
Um,
Let me see what this one guy.
Yair?
Yair Rodriguez is 5th.
oh, Josh Emmett.
564 significant head strikes.
Josh Emmett.
Nope.
Fuck you.
All right, the other guy is actually ranked 10th right now.
Calvin Cater.
Calvin Cater, 754.
Max didn't put him down in that fucking fight.
Nope.
That guy took a fucking ass beating in that fight.
He's a dog though.
I mean, like 6 months later, they were like, Calvin Cater has not returned to fighting because his head still hurts.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, he was literally teaching him how to box while beating the fuck out of him.
The best boxer in
who
the
else we
UFC. 135.
Yeah,
Okay.
135. 21 fights, 1,044 significant head strikes.
Is he ranked as we speak?
He is currently not ranked.
A 135 fighter.
On a 2-fight losing streak.
I wish I could say Jose Aldo, but I remember Conor McGregor pissing on his head after he knocked him out. So 135. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get this one. Is it a name we know? Obviously.
It has to be that dude O'Malley fought because that dude took so many.
Oh, that
significant
yeah.
strikes.
He only fought 2 or 3 times.
Oh, the dude with the green hair.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that guy.
he took like 100 and something.
What was his
This
name?
guy's 38 years old, so he's older fighter.
Older fighter at 135. You give us initial at this point. Sorry.
PM. He lost to Kyler and Cheeto recently.
That
Pedro.
Martinez.
Pedro Munoz.
Okay.
Well, that was a lot harder.
The rest of the list is Cheeto, Lineker,
Why can't I get Pedro
Nick
Munoz's face in my head?
Diaz, John Dotson, and Tim Elliott.
I was gonna say the Diaz brothers, one of them, but
Nate's been knocked down. Who's
yeah.
Pedro Munoz? Why can't I get that name in my head, that face in my head?
I'm gonna look him up.
Maybe this will be a little easier for you guys. All right. 5 fighters have 3 title defenses in 1 calendar year.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, Pedro. Say it again.
The 5 fighters have 3 title defenses in 1 year.
Alex Pereira.
Do me a favor real quick. Look up if Pedro Munoz is active in the UFC. I want to say he signed to somewhere else.
Alex Pereira.
What was his question?
3 title defenses in 1 year.
Alex Pereira?
Yep.
Yep, he did it in 2024.
Izzy.
Izzy.
Nope.
Oh.
Kamaru Usman?
Usman, 2021.
John Jones?
Jones in 2011 against Rua, Rampage, and Machida.
That is a
insane.
fucking
Rob-
clinic.
Robert Whittaker, yeah.
No, he didn't defend it even 3 times.
Oh, didn't he?
How many do we need? 2?
2 more.
TJ Dillashaw?
But that
Huh?
I was gonna say Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse,
Come on.
2013.
Great guess. Is it a woman?
No,
Khabib.
these are all guys.
Khabib.
No, Khabib didn't even defend it that many times. He defended it 3 exact. Islam Makhachev?
No.
Volk. Fuck, man.
Retired now.
GSP.
Nope.
I was thinking of guys.
Anderson
Silva.
Nope.
No. Stipe? DC?
DC.
Yeah.
Wow.
2018.
Surprised that fat
Good
fuck
for him.
got 3 camps in a year.
Who'd he beat in those?
Ozdemir, Stipe, and Derek Lewis.
Not as good as Lyoto Machida. Would you say Glover
Shogun
Teixeira
or
and
what?
Shogun?
Shogun,
Rampage.
Rampage, and Machida.
Jesus.
That was 2011. That's 13 years ago.
And he's currently the champion.
And the
He's
best
currently
fighter
the
in the
heavyweight
UFC.
champion.
Yeah, how does that work? 'Cause
He
they
is
had those-
fantastic,
they had
huh?
those guys fight for a belt.
Huh?
Tom Aspinall, didn't he fight for a belt?
Interim belt.
Yeah, I don't like how they do that.
That's what Mike was saying at work. He thinks Max has the best IQ, and I said, well, John Jones. He said, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not
John
going to
Jones
beat
has
him.
the best everything.
Um,
So there's only been 5 featherweight champions in UFC history.
yeah,
Of these 5 fighters, who has the most KO finishes in their career?
In their career of the 5 featherweight champions,
Yeah.
Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor's first with 19 KO finishes and 22 wins.
Jesus.
I want to say Max isn't second. Is he?
Max is 4th with 12 KO finishes and 26 wins.
I want to say second is in his career is Topuria.
Poirier is 5th. He only has 5 knockouts in his career
Okay, so
with 15 wins. He has 8 submissions though.
second's Aldo.
Aldo's second with 17
Yeah, so
knockouts.
Volk's third.
And Volk's third with 13
I was
knockouts.
gonna say Volk doesn't have that many. I thought Topuria for some reason would
So
have.
these Topuria, Max, you have hype behind their hands, but Topuria has 8 submission wins to 5 knockouts,
What's his total record?
15-0.
So only has
13
2 decisions.
Max has 14 finishes and 33 fights.
So he has 19 decisions.
He's only won 26 of them. So
Somehow
12
that.
decisions.
Oh,
And if you want to, we could do most UFC featherweight defenses all time.
defenses Max,
Third with 3.
Aldo,
First with 7.
Volk.
Second with 5.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And
Pretty
that's the only other, those guys.
No one else has defended it, right?
Conor never defended it, and Ilia is coming up right now.
defend it.
There's been 6 total champions. Aldo got it twice, which I forgot he got it after Conor.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think in the featherweight division? It's just been few guys here and there, and I want to say Max has fought since the Conor loss 22 times at featherweight, and he's 19-3, and all 3 are to
Volk.
Volk.
Yeah. Well, might be 4.
Is Topuria that
Saturday.
guy?
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Because Volk, you could say the same thing. He's undefeated at featherweight besides Ilia Topuria.
Hey, well, if you're doing fighter math, then Topuria should kill Max Holloway. Actually, fighter math that doesn't work. You guys got anything else? Brice, just call him John. Bill.
I'm good.
Yeah, watch the Power Slap card tomorrow. Everything's in the morning, right? Because it's Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. I think the card starts at like 9 in the morning.
Where can you watch that?
I think it's going to be on Rumble still.
All right, well.
So
I am going to put a $10 bet on, and it's going to be 2 guys that I picked against just because I like the odds. It's a 3-fighter parlay. $10 to win $365. Rockich, Robert Whitaker, and Max Holloway.
All right. Well, what you can do is if the first 2 win, take Topuria.
Of course.
Anyway, yeah, watch the Power Slap tomorrow. That's in the morning, and then Saturday, obviously. Damn, my days are so fucked up. Tomorrow's only Thursday. Saturday will be the main card of the UFC, the 308, and then we'll be here. What's 309's card? Do we have any idea yet? I mean, I'm sure we know, but
John Jones.
that's the next one. Wow. All right, well, then the next card's going to be fucking huge. Brice, of course, you're welcome
And then
back.
310 is Bilal versus
I'm coming for
Shavkat.
that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't be here for that one either. I'm not going to be here for Bilal and fucking Shavkat. But yeah, continue to watch that. Comment your picks on the bottom here. And we'll
John
see you-
Jones and the co-main is Oliveira Chandler.
Yeah, that's going to be sweet. I'm very excited for that. That card's going to be fucking sick. But yeah, comment your picks if you want to let us know. Next time you see Brice, he's going to slap Danny across the face. But other than that, have a good day.